Who knows if this shit works, man? I'm pretty sure they cut the last one because I had the music playing. If it works, somebody let me know in the chat. If it don't work, then I'm cutting it off. We're not doing it no more. And we'll be back tomorrow because I gotta eat. It just would not surprise me if that's why they cut it off. Come on, man. Now the email won't load up. Does the sound work? I don't know. I know there's a delay, so it takes a second. Yeah, they must have cut it because I played the music at the beginning. They saw me getting away with that shit all last week. They're like, yo, Nate, we're not having that this week. I mean, not everything can go exactly how you want it, man. When I started this about 15, 20 minutes ago, I opened up the show by playing Bobby Shmurda's old record because he's coming home. But YouTube not having that. You know what's crazy is that this is not a big show. You know, no money is made off of this. Is none of that. We're just in here trying to have fun. And the people that run these things, they don't want anybody to actually have fun. But we still do it every week, though. I'm still here every week, and I love it. But I just wish they would let us vibe out to the music, man. I mean, why can't the show start with that old Bobby Shmurda record? Anyway, we talked about, I was talking about that we're going to have a show later in the week, hopefully, where we kind of dive into, and it's weird that this is the kind of the headlining topic of the conversation based on the conversation that it came from. We're going to talk about escorts and pimps and shit like that. Because again, and I feel like I shouldn't have to say this, but I know nothing about this because I'm not the type of person that pays for sex like that. We're not on that over here. So I know nothing about this stuff. Steph and I are going to have a conversation, and maybe other people. And again, I need to specify that we're engaging in this conversation because Steph has, encountered people like this before, knows some people who are in the game, but she was in no way, shape, or form a player within this game. Not a hooker, not a prostitute, not a pimp, maybe a pimp. I don't know. Steph, I feel like Steph could just, use that pimp hand and keep hoes straight. Hoes of all kinds. I mean, we probably could have it now. I would just prefer that Steph would be able to actually talk in real time. And her and I didn't check in today about doing it today. But listen, as long as the audio's working, we got time. We can get it. Yo, stop. Stop it. Don't do that. Y'all see, if you're reading the chat, you see how Steph wants to be addressed. Y'all show respect, or the pimp hand coming down on you. But we're gonna have this conversation. It could definitely be right now tonight. But if it's gonna be that, let me do. Yeah, we used to do the calls on the phone, but I don't know, man. Steph, you have to let me know because I know your phone be acting up. But I got the speaker on. If you want to call in, we can get you on the phone just like the old days. But I still need to do the rest of the show because I want to make sure we have adequate time to do this. So if we're going to get into it tonight, let's make it the last thing on the agenda. And then that way Steph can, if she got time, she got to get settled, do whatever she got to do. Steph, you let us know. Put it in the chat. You want to do it tonight? We can. If not, then we'll set up another day. You don't have to call. It's okay, girl. Yes, driving with the kids. Well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, let's get to the rest of the show. Okay, but also let me go back to how this started. So we did a story about a creep in Seattle who was brought up on charges for rape, kidnap, assault, and it happened twice in a year. And both times the charges were dismissed because Snapchat helped get him off the hook. And I was talking about this on Friday, being like, yo, what is this? How does this impact, victims as a whole? And when they try to come forward, because now it sounds like girls are playing, and not necessarily girls, but just like people in general, if they're gassing up and they're lying about this shit, how does it make it look? Because when they talk about the Snapchat evidence, they're saying that these things look consensual. And I'm not thinking of it from the perspective of this is a setup, arranged type of deal, and that maybe this just went too far. That's how we ended up from that conversation to escorts. So anyway, it's weird how we kind of strung that together. We're going to either get into it tonight or we'll get into it another time. But let me get back to the rest of the show. I also had told, I think I did tell Steph. I told Steph and I told Markel about this. Recently, I've only maybe had one legit stalker that I knew about. Shorty tried to re-enter the universe. But the weird part about it is she tried to re-enter the universe the night before she was about to get married. So you know how I be on Snapchat doing my thug thizzle. I just love it every time I get to say that. And if you know anything about me, you know that I think saying thug thizzle is hilarious because it's this line on one of my favorite songs where the guy says that at the very beginning of the record. And from that moment on, you know that he's not actually doing his thug thizzle. Or maybe it's at the end. I don't know. He's doing his thing, rapping on the record, and then towards like the middle part or end of the part, whatever, he starts saying that. It's funny. Anyway. The night before your wedding day, you want to reach out to somebody on Snapchat. Oh my God. Here we go again. You want to reach out on Snapchat. And I was singing Nelly, St. Lunatic's Midwest Swing. And that's her entry. Oh, this is such an old song. Yeah, nigga, I know. It's still hot though. It's on the snap for a reason because I was playing the old school cuts that day. I was trying to get y'all hyped. And that was it. That was her way in to then go, oh my God, I used to have such a crush on you, right? I'm like, yeah, I remember, stalker. And I will say this. I didn't say that to her face because I'm still a little bit scared. This person used to come up to my job and ask the front desk if they could locate or track me down for no reason. There were times at my job where I actually hid from this human. Me. Imagine me. I'm too damn big to be playing hide and go seek with a motherfucker. But I was actually having to do that at my job, my place of work, because that's what a job is. It's where you work at. Y'all know that. Y'all got jobs and shit. I mean, I don't know. Do y'all have jobs? Yeah, I assume that y'all have jobs. Shit, I know Steph got jobs. I know Gabby got a job. But the other people that's in here, listen, I don't know if these niggas have jobs, but I assume you probably do. You know how a job works. Where did I hide? Okay, so there was one time, the place that I worked was a place that was designed to house kids and service children with, sports, games, after school programs, all that type of stuff. I'm not going to say the company. If you know me, you know exactly where it was. There was one time where I hid underneath this, like, you know how they have the little setup at McDonald's Playhouse? They have one of these in the building. I hid underneath that motherfucker trying to hide from her one time. I also hid in the electrical closet one time. Ran out the back door to jump in my car. And like, bro. And one time I walk out to the car and there's a note on the car. And it says something to the effect of, I wish you would stop avoiding me. So she knew that I was on the run. Nigga, I felt like Harrison Ford in The Fugitive. I really was on the run, cuz it was crazy. No, there were no kids in there. This is like during the dead time. Because Gabby, you know how it works. Like, you know how they do morning care and they take the afternoon off, and then there's like the evening stuff, right? So in the afternoon, Shorty didn't have no job, so she would come up there and work out, and then like, sometimes her kids would be with her, whatever. I don't know what she was doing, but that's when she would be like, "Oh, where's this nigga at? Where's this nigga at? Oh my god!" I was hiding everywhere. Like I've never had to hide from a person before. That was crazy. Night before your wedding day, though. So I noticed the other day, and it was funny because she started saying that she was getting married. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's so great for you! Congratulations!" Trying to get her to ease back. Be happy with what you got. You're about to get married. You said yes for a reason, shorty. Don't throw it away over Snapchat. And don't throw it away over somebody who's not going to give you no effort. As far as you're concerned, I'm the worst type of man to date. Because, lady, I don't give a fuck about you. And not in a mean way, but just, I'm not going to give you what you need romantically. You're about to get married to a nigga he's 6'8". That was the only detail that she provided. I think she said that to, like, try to sun me or make me feel bad because I'm 6'4". And which is tall as hell, but 6'8" obviously is taller than me. And I'm like, lady, I don't care nothing about that because he marrying crazy. I don't want none of that shit. No, I never, outside of helping her with stuff at the job, I never talked to her in that manner. There was none of that. She would reach out and try to like insinuate things, but I would always be like, shorty, I can't talk to you because I work at the place where your kids come, and they have like rules against that and all that. I'm not getting fired for you. You're not finna pay my bills. You ain't even got no job. You up here in the middle of the day working out. And listen, I know you say, yo, that's not fair to judge. Listen, I know she didn't have a job because she told me. She told me, and she told the people at the front desk she ain't had no damn job. So that's the only reason I'm saying at that time. But now she's thriving and killing it in life. I'm proud of her for that. But I don't want you to think I'm just killing her. I just know at that time, shorty didn't have no fucking job. Okay. Yeah, 6 days of damn jungle gym. That's good for her. But if that's the case, shorty, go enjoy that meat because you ain't getting none of this meat, okay? And this is also one of these crazy things that she does because what she would do is she would always try to be like, and now because of you, I'm having to date this person. I'm like, what you mean because of me, bitch? I don't know you like that. You scare me. I was hiding, cuz I've never had to hide from anybody. I don't be hiding. Look at me. You think I need to hide? Yeah, sometimes shit. Everybody got to hide sometimes shit. I needed backup, man. It was crazy. My homeboy Grant I used to work with, we literally would have to have like signals and stuff and like certain phrases that we would say out loud because he would have to stop her at the front desk before she could like move to the side and try to look through the door into the office to try to see if I was at my desk, bro. This shit was crazy. Like I had, also I don't think I told you this, Steph, but I told Markel this. You know what's crazy? I had to go to HR because of this. Because it got so bad to the point where other people noticed it. They thought that I was engaged in some manner with her. And I had to tell them, listen, fam, she comes up here looking for me. My boss had to run interference. We had to have a whole meeting because she had seen it with her own eyes. Because Shorty had come up to my boss and was like, oh, is Nick here? And y'all said my real name because I don't give a fuck at this point. I got multiple names. There's a character and then there's the real nigga. But both of these people were being stocked at the same fucking time. Crazy, bro. Never had to go to HR for no crazy shit like that. I was in there hiding. I had to write that on the report. I had to tell them I was hiding, cuz that was more embarrassing than anything. Crazy shit. So, me and Steph was talking about stalkers. I know Steph got a stalker. She know this nigga. He probably stalking right now. He probably one of the 4 people watching this. Skids. Oh my God. Stinks, Skids, whatever buddy's name is, stalker. Gabby, you ever had a stalker? Write it in the chat. What's buddy's name? Yeah, see, Steph talking about her stalker right there in the chat, y'all. See, I knew. You know what? I just started thinking of it like this. Most of my people have stories about them being stalked. You know what that means? It just means that we're the shit. I'm going to tell you. He brought a dozen every day for a few weeks. So Steph said that she had to go to HR because her baby daddy wouldn't stop delivering flowers. That's crazy. Excuse me. I'm in here being nasty. Yeah, man. You know, this was my first real life experience with a stalker. I've had some girls that have been a little bit too close, but usually they get tired of trying to deal with me because you're not getting nothing from me. I'm a broke nigga that doesn't put in a lot of effort. Like, you really got to mean something to me for me to give you my effort. And I'm a Leo. And I don't really know a lot about signs, but people basically just do this. Just don't engage. And you know what? At this point, that's okay. Because I know some people that do like Leos because they can handle the fire. Not all of y'all are built to withstand all of this. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. Gabby said, this guy I met online while I was dating, and he and I hung out a few times. And then when I got into a relationship, he wouldn't stop sending me videos and nasty messages on Snapchat. Of course, Snapchat. Steph says her ex from way back, lifetime restraining order. You know what's crazy though about this? I'd be wondering, how do people get so infatuated with another person that they're willing to risk their life for it? I can't imagine being a dude who's like, I can't wait till Sheila gets off work at 11 and I'm just going to hang outside of her apartment and I'm going to wait and I'm going to crawl into the window. You're not thinking about that shit being like, yo, this shit sounds crazy, my nigga. You're hanging outside the window in the dark and you want her to just listen to you and take you. No, God, no. Steph said Buddy tried to kill her. Oh my God. Yes, yeah, Steph, yes. I know you will go toe to toe. Listen, y'all, Steph is one of the few people on earth that I let punk me because she was in the right. And what are you gonna say? I had it coming. Gabby said I had to block him on my Snap and Facebook, and he changed his number for 6 months. Later, sent me a text asking how I was and why I didn't pick him. Well, nigga, you're crazy. That's why she didn't pick you. You know what's crazy though? Based on everything that I know about my sister, I'm a little shocked that you would even be worried about a stalker like that because you could just knock Buddy's eyes out. I know how Gabby be getting down, so I figured you're not even stressing a stalker. Niggas don't want those hands, Cuddy. Gabby said, no, I mean, listen, Steph, you did punk me a little bit, but I had that coming. I didn't get punked in the moment. I played it off like I wasn't getting punked, but I was because I had it coming. But yeah, dang, Gabby said he almost got cut up talking about he was going to come looking for me. Yo, if the person who stalks my sister is listening, fam, if you don't want to take the L, I would leave her alone. These two girls that's talking in the chat are both killer level, not people that you want to mess with like that. And I'm not threatening you because I don't need to. Steph and Gabby will whoop your ass themselves. Y'all got to leave these girls alone, man. But it's just crazy to think that there are guys who are just like, yeah, I'm going to be out there tonight. I imagine they all breathe heavy like that. It's crazy, man. Getting that attached to somebody. If a girl quits me, I'll just be like, listen, that's your choice, cuz you there's so many people. Why y'all be getting so caught up with one person? I'm not gonna lie. If I really am down for you, I'll go through the emotions. I'll shed some tears. I'll be sad. I'll do that because that's just I care. But come on, man. Once a person make their choice, what are you gonna do? And is it gonna be fun if you have to force them to be with you? Like, no, come on. And I feel like it's good that I got a freaking heart, because I feel like it's weird to me that guys can walk around all day, or people who are abusers can walk around all day around their partner pretending like nothing happened. Like, you mean to tell me you don't feel that tension to the point where it make you sick that you disappointed someone that you claim to care about? Oh my God. If that shit don't devastate you, bro, you're a weirdo. And if you can just walk around pretending that everything's okay, even if it's just like, you may not even been yelling, cussing at them, nothing, even if it's just taking the wrong tone, that shit should make you feel bad when you do that to your partner. And some of these niggas, they have no concept as far as how to like read a room and read emotions and understand vibes. They just be out there doing the most. What's the chat say? My ex legit stole my pics off social media and cropped them with him to make it look like we were in the pic together. Stop it. Yo, you for real? You for real? And then he made a DVD slideshow with love songs and the date. Yo, bro, that's what I'm saying. People really be out here doing the most. And you're doing all this when somebody don't want to be with you. That doesn't make any sense. Steph said, dropped it off at my job. Started in like the headstones with birth and death. What? Who has that much time on their hands? Listen, man, I just was seeing somebody and they dropped me off like a bad habit, but I don't have any time to be out there chasing them, stalking them, putting them in some weird space. What is the point? When people make their choices, it's done. You leave it alone. Because then you know what you do? If you feeling some type of way, you go out and listen. There's other people out there. Go meet other people or go be by yourself. Anybody that's doing crazy shit like this probably need to be by themselves and just reevaluate. If you're going to go through someone's social media and take their pictures and then Photoshop yourself into their pictures to make it feel like you're in a relationship with them, up here, you're done. This shit up here is fried. This was 10 years after we broke up. 10 years. He's currently in prison and still tries to find me. Jesus. Can you tell us why he's in prison? If it's not relevant, but just if you know, I'm just curious. I want to see if anything's related. That's crazy, bro. Stalkers are crazy. Not as crazy as being a professor at a prestigious university and doing heroin before class. And we land right on the topic of drugs. This is perfect. Thank you, Steph, for being vulnerable in the chat. We gotta talk about this because I saw this article last week and we didn't talk about it. But I thought it was pretty crazy that there's this Columbia University professor, and I want to pull up Buddy's name. He's a black dude too. Buddy made it all the way to Columbia. So Dr. Carl Hart is a brilliant Columbia University professor of psychology and neuroscience who chairs the psych department at the prestigious university and appears in Netflix's documentary on the history of crack cocaine rise in the 1980s. He is also a self-professed heroin user. According to the New York Post, Hart is very open and honest about his fondness for heroin. Fondness. They use that word for heroin. Not only as a subject of study, but also as a substance he uses. The 54-year-old married father of three openly admits to snorting small amounts of heroin for as many as 10 days in a row. In his new book, Drug Use for Grown-Ups, Chasing Liberty in the Land of Fear, He discusses the mild withdrawal symptoms he experienced 12 to 16 hours after the last dose. This is wild to me because I feel like I understand if you want a documentary and maybe this comes out, but like, what is your backup plan if your employer sees this and then feels some type of way? Because if you say, oh, I did it during this time, what's to stop them from going back and being like, was Buddy on the job at this time? And does that provide us with cause and grounds for termination? I don't know if, listen, it's already so hard. Buddy probably worked his whole life to get where he's at. He gave it all up for some heroin. Come on, boss. That just seems so crazy to me. But I'm going to say this because I'm not somebody I've never done hard drugs. And for me, anything outside of the realm of weed is a hard drug to me. That man-made shit doing other chemical, I'm not on that. Smoke a little grass every now and again, get high, eat snacks, spit freestyle. That's what I do. Heroin before work, Cuddy? Like, you don't want to just have a cup of coffee or some shit? Like, you really trying to get like your levels raised up. There was nothing else you could do? Not even an energy drink or something? Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Because, like, that's all they're going to look at. Did anybody complain about his job performance during the time that he claims to have used heroin, especially if it's 10 days in a row? So if he did it 10 days in a row, there are for sure some school days in there. Because Buddy wasn't on summer vacation. Unless he played it smart and knew he wasn't teaching summer classes one year, and that's when he chose to do it. Because then they probably couldn't do anything to him. But, like, saying that you have a fondness for heroin, that's a weird brag. Like, what you been doing on the weekends, Carl? Oh, shit, can't call it, man. Just been chilling. Kids are great. Wife is great. Heroin's great. Like, how do you just bring that up organically in conversation with friends and family? Well, y'all want something to drink? We got snacks. We got heroin. Y'all want any of this? I'm going to be in the back doing it. Like, how does he manage? And then going through withdrawals, that just seems so crazy. And I am no way, shape, or form trying to disrespect anybody who is stuck on drugs or anything like that, because I don't know what y'all are going through. I'm telling you what the optics look like. This shit looks crazy. The way I see some of these people out here acting looks crazy. And you know what? They probably look at me like I'm crazy because I'm walking straight. And I'm not shaking. They're probably, why are you not shaking funny? Because I'm not on hard drugs, Cuddy. And you know what? I've been scared to listen. They scared me enough when I was a kid where everybody who know me knew it was never going to happen. Again, I didn't even start smoking weed till I was 26. I just wouldn't do it because I for real thought I was going to the NBA. I don't know why I thought that. I'm not that good at basketball. I'm pretty damn good, but I'm not NBA good. And that's not me treating myself bad. That's just me being realistic. Nigga, you wasn't going to the NBA. All right. But after hearing a story about an NBA player named Len Bias who played for Maryland, and then knowing that he did cocaine after being drafted on draft night and then ended up dying in the hospital the next day, that's all I needed to hear, because I wasn't finna ruin my opportunity to go to the NBA. So the appeal of hard drugs always turned me off because I know it can ail me to the point where I can't do any of the fun things that I enjoy. That's enough for me. And then when you see people who have whole families, you be throwing your whole family away for drugs, my nigga? Are you kidding me? Hell no. Hell no. That's unacceptable to me because you make that choice to do that shit. Because listen, alcohol to me tastes like shit. Weed is cool because it makes the vibe feel chill. But like, I don't drink. I'm not doing hard drugs. We're not doing none of that because those things I feel take you to a place where you don't need to be when you consume too much of it. Weed probably does the same thing as far as it'll take me to a place where if there's little Debbie's around, Doritos, if there's a Jack in the Box real close, I could turn in to something outward. But that's the worst that could happen to me. Weight gain, which is tough, but still. Hard drugs, Cuddy. Oh my God, I can't imagine. Gabby said, because it's about his life and possibility, his experimental phase of the drug, they probably see it as a teaching opportunity rather than harmful. Yo, I don't know, man. I just don't know if I want my kids to ever see me in a space where I'm being impacted by hard drugs like that. Like, if the worst story that my kids are ever able to tell about me is that one time they saw me sleeping on the couch with a half of a little Debbie hanging out of my mouth, and they took pictures and shit, that's not that bad, because they're gonna get at least those types of stories when they get to high school and college anyway. But like, I would never want my kids to ever have a memory of me when they can say, I remember seeing my dad or my mom on heroin, on crack, any of these things. And I know that's tough because there's so many families that go through that. I'm just saying, as a grown up now, if I knew I had the opportunity to have children, I would make the choice for myself and my family that I would not want them to see me in that light. Also understanding that anybody that's gone through that, hopefully those life lessons have helped shape your character. And hopefully they haven't completely devastated your family. You hear stories all the time where people who are addicted to drugs, they end up turning their whole life around. There's so many success stories. And unfortunately, we do not highlight those as much as we should. So I don't want anybody to think that I'm in here trying to shit on anybody who's stuck on drugs, because I can't imagine that that shit is easy to come up off of. Anybody who's dealing with this in any capacity, my heart goes out to you, because although I do not know, I like to believe that I can at least understand it from the standpoint of, like, it's hard as fuck to see people that you care about on something that after so long, they no longer have control of. Because I feel like once you get to that point where you feel like the only way you're going to exist throughout your days is if you have this drug, that's got to be the hardest part. Because these people probably feel like they have no hope. And life probably feels easier if they stay on these drugs. Steph, you feel free to call when you're ready. Phone lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. But only one person call at once. Even if you have my number, don't call. Steph, you can call, though. Gabby, you thought I was playing when I posted that thing the other day. I told you that's why I stopped calling you, what that little voicemail trick you used to do. So my sister, for the longest time, had it to where, you know how people back in the days, I said it like this mad long ago, when you would call people and they'd be like, hey, what's up? And you'll start talking, they'd be like, ha, just kidding, this is my voicemail, leave a message, oh my God, I'm at the beach. Remember when people used to do that? Yeah, my sister had that for mad long. It happened to me so many times that I just got to a point where I'm not calling this nigga no more. You want to get a hold of me, you got to call me. Gabby, when's the last time I called you? No, I know that's BS. I did call her recently. But now I only call based on the times that she has frequently called me. I have to be under the impression that that's when she has free time. So I call it those times because I know it's safe, because I don't want to hear that voicemail shit. You better not set that up. I'm telling you, man, it used to get me every time. And I had multiple friends that did it. And I think when I had my first like T-Mobile cell phone when I was 18, I think I had that bullshit on there. But usually I would just have mine was like music playing. You know, it's like some song and I'm like, yo, it's Nick, call me back. You know, trying to sound so cool, not being cool at all. And then years later, still not cool. But I like it now that, like, I think when you call my phone, I don't know if it actually has my voice. I don't know. I haven't checked or opened up my voicemail in years. Gabby, what happens when you call my phone and it don't answer? Because that happens to you a lot, I know. It happens to most people a lot. What's the thing on the other end? Is it just that little robot voice saying my number and shit? Gabby will let us know in the chat. All right. So before Steph calls, we want to get to this last thing. I saw an article today or a post today where it talked about the fact that we are still sending people back to Germany if they are known to have been a part of any type of Nazi war crimes and all that. They just sent a 95-year-old lady back over there to make sure. Hold on. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, Shorty was 95. They sent her back to Germany so she could face charges for what she did back in the day. We Holocaust, all that type. She gonna pay for that at 95. So, of course, when black people heard that, we want some get back for Emmett Till because Carolyn Bryant is the lady who accused Emmett Till of looking at her, making a pass at her, giving her a hard time, and she got my man Emmett killed when he was just a little boy. She got him murdered. Just so we're clear, this lady made up a lie that this young boy was making a pass at her and they killed him. Murder. Just so we're all clear. So she's been allowed to roam free, and even since the time of his death has actually come out and said that she made the whole shit up. So we have that on record. We want her prosecuted. I don't give a shit how old she is. Mike is playing Madden. I'll wash him up at Madden. Actually, I probably wouldn't because I've only been playing Warzone lately. But listen, if you know anything about the Emmett Till story, and if you don't, I actually want you to go Google it. You can go look it up. Read the history about Emmett Till. Read what happened to him. If that don't make you sick to your stomach, especially knowing that this lady has been able to live her life in full, even though she accused a person of doing something that they did not do, she's directly responsible for his murder. Something needs to be done about that. She's 8 years younger than this Nazi lady. And that lady was a guard or something, or this person was a guard in the camps. And Emmett's murder happened 10 years after the Holocaust. That's crazy. We gotta have something done about that. All right, we got Steph in the call in pretty soon. I'm sorry, I was about to turn up, man. Carolyn Bryant, listen, I know you old as hell, lady, but F you, lady. Because you ain't have to do all that. Especially if you know he wasn't doing nothing to you. I mean, pretty much they say that he just was minding his own damn business walking down the street. She was on the opposite side of the street. Maybe he glanced over or something like that. But then she went into this whole thing about how he did all this stuff to her. And then, of course, the good old boys, they killed him because that's what they do, man. They don't even be investigating. They don't ever check these people's like credentials or their record or their track record as far as being trustworthy, reliable people who make the truthful statements. They don't be checking for none of that, especially not back in the day because they were just looking for a reason. It brings me to my next point, man. I wasn't even sure if I was going to talk about this because I want to be respectful to a friend of mine, friend of the show, Baidar. Baidar just told me today that one of his little homies that he used to mentor, who was coaching Pee Wee football in Arizona, was just killed in a hate crime. And people saw the shit happen. They saw him engaging with this person, this white person, and then they saw the event unfold where several minutes later, the guy came back and killed him. It's in their blood, cuz I'm telling you. We got Steph calling in. Steph, what's cracking? Yeah, we can hear you now. I think. Go ahead. Say something. Say something loud. There we go. We got Steph in the building, y'all.
Hey.
Steph, welcome back to the show. I was just talking about, unfortunately, you know Baidar. Shout out to Baidar, friend of the show. Baidar
Yeah.
was telling me today that a young homie of his that he used to mentor got killed in a hate crime.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was just talking about the Emmett Till situation and talking about how these people sometimes they just be looking for a reason to get us out of here. Bro, me and Badar should not have to be in the chat sending each other best wishes just in case we don't make it to the weekend to kick it. That's the type of
No.
space that he's now in because this happened to somebody that he knows. And then he knows me as a black man and as his friend, he worried about me now. This is crazy.
It's so heartbreaking.
Yeah. They said that
Where did this happen?
in
Like here.
Arizona.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So he was saying that they were at like I don't know if this is like at like some public place or something. This is like a Facebook post about it. Somebody was talking about said, life is so undervalued. Earlier this morning, I watched a black man make everybody he came in contact with light up. He had such a great spirit about him, and he always does. Even when tempted, he walked away from racial slurs and violence, only to still be murdered by a stranger who approached him 10 minutes prior about the color of his skin. This person goes on to
Oh
say
my
that,
god.
yeah, it's crazy, Sab. They said, I've obviously experienced death, but this one was so different. Messed up my head. Shout out to Tommy Guy. Young Tom, man. Baidar spoke very highly of you. My heart goes out to you and your family. This is crazy, man, because I don't know, man. I know some people that was going to Arizona a lot during the summer, and they sent me some videos, and some of these people out here were really on that Trump type of shit, and they're not people who are too fond of people of color, but like you just don't like. I know that this can happen. It does happen. It's happened a lot, but like in 2021, this is still happening. Like these people not taking cues from nothing. They're not watching the news. They're not looking at the consequences. They're not looking at how we storm places and peacefully protest after the fact. You want that to come happen to your city? All because you have a problem with somebody over the color of their skin when he not bothering you. That's the thing, is that these people aren't bothering anybody. We just talked about how it was the anniversary of young Jordan's death, a young man who got killed at the gas station for listening to rap music. Some white dude just killed him because he was listening to rap music too loud. That's crazy.
I just can't understand. I just don't understand what goes through people's minds that they think that that's okay, or like why you would even be bothered, or what.
Yeah, exactly. Why even be bothered? Because they're not doing anything to you, right? Like, but you know what's crazy though? I feel like we're all expected to like mind our own business, but like these people seem to think that it's their duty to check everybody else while they're in public spaces, as if they own the space. It's crazy.
I know when we had the where I live, because it's very racist in the town that I live, to the point where I don't even have my children go to the school in the school district. But
that's tough.
When we did the Black Lives Matter, we were marching through the town, and they had like all these old white men were like sitting on top of this store with their like AR-15s and all this, and I'm like, what are you doing? For what?
For what?
Like, you guys are it's just sickening. And I'm one that's like, I'm going to speak up. I'm not going to be quiet.
Hell yeah.
I don't care what you have to say about it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's one thing. I know that that's not what your show's about tonight, but I just feel it's really important that white people stand up and when they see other white people behaving this way, that they call it out and they hold people accountable. Because I think there's so many people that are like, oh, well, that's not my business. I'm just going to be quiet, or
yeah,
this and this, and act like they don't know. You're just as much a part of the problem as the people doing it.
exactly.
So, you know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that and saying that, because that is important. And that's the whole thing. You know, I talked about this last week, how when I went to lunch with my old supervisor, one of my good friends, Kimmy, we talked about being exhausted by the conversation. And it's always interesting to me that a lot of white people will come up and be like, how do we fix this? And I'll be like, nee, why are you asking me that? This is y'all, listen, it's not y'all, obviously. Your people did this. So like you have to figure out how to fix this, turn this off. We don't have, like, I don't have the manual to give to you how to fix racism. That's not my problem. This is your world that you created. Unfortunately, we just live in it. Because I'm over here minding my own damn business.
And it's really just about, I mean, it's really about you just having the uncomfortable, like educating yourself and really like being uncomfortable and dealing with it and like acknowledging it. Yes. I think a lot of people just don't acknowledge it. Like, it's not real. Oh, there's no, you know, that's not such a thing. I mean, they don't have to deal with, you know, worrying if I'm driving down the street in a certain area, if I'm going to be shot or I'm going to be harassed or I'm going to be, like, they don't have to deal with that.
Never. You are absolutely right.
Like, you can't, I think that it's just really important. Like, it's not, and the one thing that frustrates me is when white people go to people and say, well, what can I do? Like, why are you asking? Why? Like, what do you mean? What can you do? Like,
you know, because I think they're hoping that they'll be able to do everything but the thing that we all need them to do, which is, like you said, it's just have the uncomfortable conversation, acknowledge, and then we can move forward and then break the cycle. Make sure it don't happen again. Speak out when you see it and do something. Like, we're not, like, this is the thing. I mean, we talked about this a bunch last year, where I always said, I'm not expecting any of my white friends to go put their lives on the line for it. Like, I don't, if you see somebody, a group of guys trying to rumble with me, I don't expect you to run over and get in front of the knife. But like, in that moment, don't just,
everybody with my car.
Don't just walk away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Hit it. If you got, if that should be more of a thought than what some of these people think. I'd rather you think something crazy, like I'm finna run all of y'all over. Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but at least that's something. Some of these people, they just turn their head and they walk the other direction. Just yell, scream, say, yo, this ain't right. Do something. Y'all don't be wanting to do nothing, but then have the nerve to be like, hey man, I see you and your people are going through it, man. How do we fix this, man? I hate this, man. I don't see any color, brother. We're all brothers, right? No, nigga, we are not.
I hate that. Like, any color. Like, no.
But it's easy.
I've had my own family members. I've had to go. I mean, ever since I was, you know, a child, like I've always stood in, like, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong.
Facts.
And, you know, I've had my own family members make comments before, and I would be like in tears, shouting, screaming, like at like Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? Like,
that's crazy.
A comment about something, and I don't tolerate it at all. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my family. I don't care if you're a boss, if you're somebody, you know, higher up than me. I don't care.
Can't care, man, because it's just as simple as, like, if you're gonna treat people like that, it's just wrong.
Right.
Because, like, you're opting to go to that place due to a fear and insecurity or some type of frustration that you have with another human. When we all can acknowledge that, like, everything can be worked out through a conversation. And also, if you don't know these people, why is anything that they're doing in any moment putting you in such a bad space that you're willing to take their life and then use all of the racial tension you have within your body to try to put it on them? That just seems so unnecessary. It's wasted energy, but they don't understand that.
Right.
Craziness. All right. Well, anyway, Steph, welcome to the show. Good to have you back. All right. I don't know anything about escorts. How do we get an escort? Let's just jump right into it. How do we get an escort?
There's a lot of ways you can get an escort. There's different websites.
Okay.
Like Backpage or
that's what Backpage is? I didn't know that. I honestly did not know that.
Like people can post literally anywhere. I mean, I have people, I'm not an escort, but I've had people message me like, how can I book you, or how can I can I fly you out, or whatever, like on my personal, social media. So, I mean, it's really not hard to find an escort.
Yeah. I guess I see that because I feel like now with like social media, like there really are no limits as far as how to access people for those type of people who are seeking those services. So like if a male or female sees something that they like, they can hit you on LinkedIn, on Snapchat, you got an OnlyFans.
Like people are just like walking down Aurora. I mean, there's still people walking down Pack Highway. But I mean, there's also people like you can, schedule a date with, and
that's crazy.
It could be just going to dinner, or it could be going on a trip, or I have a lot of friends. One of my best friends was an escort, and she lived in Vegas for a long time, and the stories she would tell me would be crazy. Like, I mean, there was people, a lot of people from like Microsoft, Boeing. Out here.
We got names. Let's buzz them out. Oh my god, we're about to get to the juicy part.
Into, like,
that's what she said.
Stuff. Like, I remember one guy wanted her to like step all over him with high heels on.
What?
Like there was no sexual, like you.
That's where,
crazy. We were talking about the rape story, and where they were saying the snap that it was consensual, and that's where I was telling you, it probably was a rape fetish that went a little bit too far, because that is a real thing. Like the fetish work is a big thing, and there's so many that you just really wouldn't think of.
Damn.
And
there's
a lot of weird shit out there.
That's hella weird.
Into.
What's crazy, man? I just don't, like, I can never imagine a world where I'm like, yo, shorty, put these heels on and walk on my back. I got sensitive skin. That can't happen. Because that sounds like something crazy.
That's not even a weird one. I literally, so I can be transparent. Like, I don't really care, but I started a OnlyFans page. And with doing that, it was completely separate. I mean, I'm not having, sex or showing certain things. Like, I choose not to do that.
I got an OnlyFans too. We're not getting naked on these pages, y'all. We both have OnlyFans. We're not naked.
Anybody who does.
Yeah. No disrespect to anyone.
Yeah, like I think anybody can do whatever they want with it. But that's, for me, I don't do that on there. But with doing that, and having people, just message me a lot with like the fetish industry, and that's really, you make more money in the fetish industry.
Damn,
and that a lot of it doesn't even, you're not even like having sexual relations with people, you're not meeting people, you're not naked, you're not showing your body. It's just really weird shit. Like,
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, do you think there's a strong market for people who just like to watch people eat cereal? Because my OnlyFans page still only has one fan.
There is a strong market for people who just want to watch people eat in general, like no matter what it is.
Be rolling. Listen, I might get a little fat for y'all. We might have to raise the prices so I can pay for this gym membership.
You should do mukbangs. Is it called mukbang? Mukbang? Look, I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
The videos where people are eating.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
Amounts of food.
Oh no, I can't do that. I'm like, so my OnlyFans page is, I'm just gonna eat a bowl of cereal, and then I'm gonna be like, all right, y'all, see y'all tomorrow. That's gonna be it.
But don't tell people that. You need to like make it like you're just like have this huge bowl of cereal. And then, when you get on there, you don't actually have to eat the huge bowl of cereal. But
Oh, I got a
make
big
it
ass
look
bowl.
interesting. You gotta, make people want
Hell
to.
yeah. So I got this big bowl. It's probably about that big. I'm gonna fill it up with Captain Crunch.
Cereal.
The bathtub. I got a stand-up shower in here. These ideas. Now we're flowing. I'm trying to get this money, man. But anyway, what were you saying? You're talking about
fetish?
Yeah, the fetish stuff.
So I've had people, there's like one guy that's like into farting. There's another guy that wants to be a dog and be potty trained. There's another one that wants to be like a bitch.
Tell us about the dude who's into farting. How does that even come about?
That guy hit me up and was like, are you into fetish work? And I'm like, sure. I'm thinking just like regular, like I'm not, like super into like fetish, so I don't know, so I'm like, sure, like thinking, I don't know what I was thinking, but something just basic, right? And then
Gabby's going crazy in the chat. So
I can't see it right now.
I know that's why I'm making faces, because her comments are going crazy. I want you to finish your story and then I'll read her comments. Gabby? Yeah, she's saying some stuff. I'm like listening to you, and I'm like, what? And then that's what? All right, go ahead, finish your story.
So he basically was like, I'm into farting. So I didn't really know what that meant. And I was like, well, okay,
farting.
And I'm just pretending like I know, right? Because I want him to, like,
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, something just turns me on about a woman like so beautiful and like have such something come out of her with like such a stench smell. So, like, okay, he really the instructions like eat cabbage and broccoli and whatever, and then you're like fully clothed. He just wants to hear you fart, and then you explain to him the smell.
Yo, niggas are into some weird shit, bro. I can't imagine hitting somebody up and being like, I just need you to fart. And basically on command.
He pays for it.
He pays for it. God, that's some shit I've been doing free for years. I could have been getting paid to fart on people.
It's like, and he likes like a lot of videos. So
oh my God, I'm dying.
But, and then there's the weirdest one I've come across so far is this one. I wasn't sure until he started so he hit me up in my DM and he's like, hey, I have a question for you. And I'm like, okay, shoot. And he's like, or he said, can I ask you some like random questions? And I'm like, okay. And so then he's like, okay, hypothetically, like if you had to like save your best friend's life, and in order to save your best friend's life, you had to eat somebody, would you do it?
Wait, what?
So I'm like
a person?
Huh?
He wants to know if you're gonna eat a person.
Right. So I'm like, to save my best friend's life, sure, right?
Of course.
So then he's like, okay. And if you were to eat this person, like, would you eat them whole, or would you would you swallow them whole, or would you chew them up? Like, would you chew them and then swallow them? And so I was like, hold the fuck up. So I hit up my friend and I was like, girl, is this a fetish or something? Like, I've never heard of this. And this person is just messaging me. And so basically he was trying to get me to engage in conversation with him for free. And so I knew right away, oh, this has to be a fetish. So I'm about to charge you because you're not about to get off on me for free. You know what I'm saying? So I figured out there's this fetish called vor. So people have a fetish of you eating them alive. So
what the hell?
It's really fucking weird. So if you Google it, it's literally like there's videos of people like
Googling this shit now, Cuddy.
Like let's say I put
how do you spell it?
To make my stomach look really big, like I swallowed somebody whole. Like they're videos of like you opening your mouth like super close to the camera, like you're taking a bite and you make like chewing noises. And they're basically just like getting off on the fact of like you eating them alive.
How do you spell it?
It's vor, like VORE, I believe.
Gotcha, like, okay.
Vorism.
Oh, okay, I got you.
A lot in like the gaming community or something.
This thing, okay, so I hate that I'm not gonna open any of these, but the first few things when you type it in, I just typed in Vor videos. The first thing is Vor videos, xvideos.com, Vor YouTube, and that thing literally says your browser can't play this video. And then the next 3 links down.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, the next 3 links down, one is Pornhub, and then free porn. It's like, yo, this is turned up. We're not going to this. I don't want to corrupt the computer.
It's not even, at least as far as the ones that I researched, it wasn't even like you're not naked or anything. Like you just are like making chewing noises and like chomping, like pretending that you're eating them.
So you know what I hope? I hope that if girls get approached with this, I hope that they already just have pre-recorded sounds and then just send Buddy the audio. And then just look at the bank account and watch the zeros roll up. That's what y'all should be doing. I also
had somebody who had a smoking fetish, and I don't smoke because I have asthma. So I bought fake cigarettes from Amazon. And then I even got fancy with it and got the little cigarette holder like Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genius. And Buddy paid for it, right? See, this is the stuff I'm not mad at. Get your money. If niggas are willing to pay for this shit, get your money. Because I know on a show previously, I had a whole thing where I talked about this, and it probably can't, because Steph and I talked about this too. It probably came off as if I was throwing shade at anybody who has an OnlyFans. I was just talking about me personally. I would not be on some stuff like this doing girls for money. I can't bring myself to do that. But if you can use that platform to increase your financial gain by just doing random little things like this, bro, why not? You're just hustling. And if niggas are gonna pay for it, let them pay. This is their weirdo shit problem. It ain't your problem. Your only job within this is to get the money. And as long as you don't feel like you're degrading or disrespecting yourself, do your thing.
There's literally people that pay for fees. I had a page called White Toho because I always have white toes.
That's hella funny. Getting that money. God, I need hustles like this.
I'm not, I have friends that they're having sex on there with their boyfriends or they're doing
turn up.
That I know.
Turn up, freak. Turn up, freak. Okay, freak.
But and then I subscribe to this one guy's OnlyFans, and he's giving stock options.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Advice. So it's like it's not just sexual. It's not just people that are nude.
Yeah.
So I really don't. I mean, it's just crazy to me, especially because a lot of the people that are talking shit about it. At least I've seen a lot of guys talk shit about it on Facebook, but then are DMing me their dick. So.
You should just be putting on OnlyFans getting paid.
No, I told him. I said I was going to make the OnlyFans with all the unsolicited dick pics I get.
And then just charge girls, just to go on there and look. That's fucking genius. Fuck, man. I wish. Maybe I should just go back and ask permission from all the girls that I have nudes from if I can post their shit on a page. And then we all split the profits. That's a terrible idea. They're gonna say no to that. I'm not doing that. I would never do that. I just could not do that. What's on my phone stays with me. When I get cremated, the phone gets cremated.
And I'm honest too, though, because I do feel bad for certain people that are they're subscribing, thinking I had one guy that subscribed and he's like, "When are you gonna show your pussy?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't do that."
Sorry, Cuddy, not on this page. You should have just sent him a picture of himself.
But he unsubscribed. But then I have other people that just are subscribed because they're like, well, I haven't posted anything in probably over a month, and I was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, it's okay. I just like to be able to communicate with you. There's some people that are just lonely and like to have a conversation. Yeah,
with you. They just want to feel like they're connected to people. You get that? Yeah.
So I don't turn out in any way to make money as long as I'm not, I'm comfortable with it within my limits. I'm not, so.
It's a gig economy. So everybody's doing what they got to do to hustle and get that paper. You can't be mad at anybody who's out here trying to make money. And I will say,
and
listen.
also with
Oh,
like
go
the
ahead.
whole lingerie thing, if I have friends that do it, it's a good way to, network and meet people.
Oh yeah,
So.
there you go. There you go. Yeah. Listen, there ain't no shame in that. Like I said, I think the way I came off when I talked about it originally, it probably did sound like it was hating. Again, I was just saying for me,
It
and
wasn't
mainly,
hating. You just were like,
I don't think y'all would want to pay for it. Oh, what were you saying?
yeah. No, you weren't hating. You just were like, oh, I'm not paying for no shit like that. And this is you know what I'm like, how a lot of people are.
So this is my thing. And this is what exactly what I meant by that. I'm not gonna pay to watch people specifically bang each other because you can get porn for free on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
If I have friends who have pages, I will subscribe as a way to support them. I actually am subscribed to one of my friends. I don't ever go look at her shit. I glanced at it the day I paid for it. She can have the money, but I don't be looking at that. Because what do I need to look at her for? It's support. Because that's how I'm looking at it. It's just another social media platform. The same way y'all follow people on IG, you just do this and give people $5. People gotta pay to follow me on Twitch unless they have an Amazon Prime account, which I hope you do. You can follow for free. But it's the same thing. I'm not getting naked on there because you can't, and I wouldn't. But again, same damn thing. You can't be mad at people for that.
Right. But I say all that to say, with the rape thing and how you had said with the consensual snap, I thought maybe it was something like that, like it was a hired thing, like to fulfill that fantasy, and maybe it went too far. But I mean, I
could believe that. I mean, yeah, and we definitely don't know, and they don't say it in the article for sure. But when you brought that point up, based on the details on the report from the Seattle Times, it was definitely more. I don't want to say more likely because it's not like that was a scenario that was on the table before. But I was like, I could see how it could sound exactly like that because knowing that it got to the point where Shorty filed a report that said that she was strangled, beaten, and repeatedly raped, but then they had to dismiss it, saying that there's Snapchat evidence that says that the acts were consensual. I took that as that they were saying that the over physicality involved in the sex was something that they had originally planned for. And then when you talked about him taking it too far and you talked about the escort thing, I was like, oh, I guess that would probably make sense if that's some stuff that they're doing based on these type of fantasies. Because how do you get dismissed twice in a year from charges like this? This is serious stuff, man. Because when I read it, I was just like, yo, this is just a guy doing the wrong fucking thing with these girls. And then he getting lucky because he sounds like he's rich and has money. And the fact that he said that he felt confident about how the justice system worked. No one ever says that. Nobody. Yeah.
I just have something to say real quick because I just went into the chat and I am like dying at Gabby.
Oh yeah, let's get to these comments. Hold on. Let me go back to the top, Cuddy.
Gabby, you better make that work. You better put some little tootsies out there.
Yo. Y'all are wilding. Oh my God. Let's see. Gabby said there's a woman who's over 600 pounds and she was making money by dressing up and eating cakes or rubbing food on herself. People were paying for that. God, I could do that.
You'd be surprised. Neighbor has a foot fetish. So I'm a bigger girl, and you'd be surprised at the amount of men that love like BBW or curvy women, And
yeah, we all love them.
Like no they secret. Don't, but they wouldn't like necessarily have one on their arm. I'm talking about
I feel you.
Verified people like celebrities, athletes, whatever, that like think they have a reputation to uphold, but then they're searching for, whatever. But
yeah, they're just being corny. They're afraid of what people will think about them if they're with something with someone, in a more what we deem as untraditional manner. Everyone's expected to be with just do your thing, man. Be with whoever makes you happy. Because after a while, all these looks and the sex, all that shit fade. And y'all gonna be on the front porch talking about the days when you used to get it in wishing you could get it up.
Oh, Gabby, you don't want to go to Backpage. No, Backpage is no. I don't know. Gabby, is she on
Y'all are in there
media?
wilding. Who?
Gabby. Like, is she on
Oh
Instagram?
yeah. She follows the page.
Oh, okay. I can send her some info. But you don't want to go on Backpage. Backpage is like more so when you want to like meet up and exchange, you know.
Yeah, if you're not trying to get killed.
So if you want to do like mainly online, like literally, I make more. So I have an OnlyFans, but I make more off custom requests. Where usually people will like DM you on Instagram or Snap. A lot of people will go to Snap because, you know, there they can see like if you screenshot something or if you're recording, but like I feel like they think that that's better. It's safer. But yeah, you don't want to go to Backpage.
Custom requests. I need to take these notes. I'm gonna put this up on my page. Yo, taking requests.
Like with OnlyFans, people subscribe for like a month, right? Or they can do like reoccurring, where it's monthly. But if there's certain requests, then like let's say somebody, so like basically on mine, I'm wearing lingerie. So like let's say somebody's like, oh, I want you to wear blue lingerie and I want you to, you know, play this song or I want you to do whatever, right?
That's easy work. And then you just name your price.
It's going to be outside of the subscription price and that's a custom request and you have to pay for that.
Dang.
So on
getting money.
What you're wanting, then you're going to have to, you know, you're going to have to pay for the lingerie and you're going to have to pay for my time.
See, I'm just trying to get people to pay the $5 so they can cover the cost of the cereal that I have to eat. Like listen, y'all gotta subscribe to mine because my shit's easy. I'm gonna be eating cereal, whatever cereal you want me to eat, and I'll give you.
Isn't cereal more than $5, or are you getting like? Or you're not getting name brand? You're not getting like Fruity Pebbles? You're getting like.
I want to bring the content to the people, so I'm basically I'm matching the $5 every time to get the cereal.
But you need to, you have to think about it. You're not just charging for the cereal.
I know.
You have to put milk in your cereal.
This is in the beginning, though.
It's your time going to the store to buy the cereal, and then your time to make the video. So you have to price it up.
I know. We're gonna crawl before we walk, though. We got to get people interested first.
No, I say you got to start.
I need to turn up early. Okay, listen. You know what? $15. And that's final for now until I raise it up again in 3 months when the cereal page takes off. Because Steph is right. Oat milk ain't cheap, Cuddy. But I can do almond milk too. I just can't do regular milk because, listen, it can't go from a cereal page.
For that. They may want to hear your stomach gurgle.
Yo, that I can do. I gotta charge $20 for that though, because if I gotta put the mic up to my gut so y'all can hear it rumble, that's gonna be tough. Oh my god, I love it.
Studying this, and I learned a lot from my friend, and she's like the
this
queen
is so
of
funny.
Like, all this, but yeah, I would call her like, wait. Like I remember the guy that wanted to be a dog, and he was like,
what?
He was like, tell me what I need to buy. So like he went and bought like piddle pads, chew toys, all this stuff. And then he was like, I want my name to be Capone. Is that okay? And I was like, no, that's a strong name and you're not there yet. You need to earn that.
You're not there yet.
You can be free for now.
You ain't there yet, bro. I love it. You know what? I've been underestimating this whole OnlyFans thing. Because I'm still on here goofing, trying to figure out how to make cereal videos. And Steph's really over here getting this money. I'm impressed.
I mean, believe me, I'm not like the celebrities that are getting like hundreds of thousands of dollars and making millions. Maybe
yeah, but aren't they getting like stuffed on camera though?
Yeah, there is a lot. I mean, there is a lot of people that are actually like, you know, having.
Yeah, I mean, if that's how you're getting paid, if you're able to charge $80 for somebody to look at your stuff while you get.
They're not charging charging $80. They're charging like $15. It's just
Oh,
that
I heard somebody say
have
they were
a
charging
lot
$80.
because they have a large following. They just have a lot of subscribers.
Gotcha, that
If you
makes
think
sense.
about it, like if somebody's like, who was it that made like Amber Rose? There's a bunch of men that would like want to see her, so they're like, okay, I'm gonna go
That's
subscribe.
True.
But it's
yeah,
it's not just
crazy.
sexual though. Like
yeah, you said buddy's on there just charging for stock tips. That seemed like something worth paying for.
Yeah, it's $10. It's $9.99 a month, and I actually made some good money like following him.
See, this shit works. I know. Listen, after you and I had this conversation, Steph, I was telling people, I felt more comfortable being like, yo, I'm finna get one of these, right? Just to make a little bit of extra little money. That $10 that I'm trying to get back for the cereal. But I figured, why the fuck not? And once you told me about Buddy with the stock tips, I'm like, yo, you're just charging to have people come to your platform to ask questions and learn knowledge. Why not? Because think about some of those books that you might go buy to get this same type of information. $40 here, $50 here. Like
there's courses that people pay hundreds of dollars like for. I know I have a friend that like there's this guy on Instagram that does like a course and it's like $400 just to join the course. And it's like, okay, so $9.99 a month or pay $400 to take this course that I'm probably going to forget.
Exactly.
And, whatever. But I mean, I just learned like maybe I don't agree with everything everybody does, but I'm never going to knock anybody's hustle and like shit. As long as it's not hurting anybody, do what you got to do,
Exactly. Yep. Do what you got to do, man. Okay, Gabby said, yuck, my ex-husband introduced me to Amber Rose once. They went to school together at some point. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, you're not a fan of her? I don't know.
I feel like when I see her sometimes I'll be like, I can definitely see what the appeal is. I really like her smile. I'm a sucker for a good smile. So I think Amber Rose is cute. Yeah, but I feel like obviously I do not know her life. I don't feel like anybody does except the people who are close to her. But the way that the optics look crazy around her, I'll just say that. Because I don't know what's real and what's not about her life. Like they make her seem like she's just some like degenerate or something. But I feel like whenever I see her, it always seems like she's just being mad nice to everybody and just vibing. Like, but they just disrespect her. Maybe I don't know.
Well, I think what's crazy too is like I'm not speaking about Amber, but like just what I've witnessed of like people talking about whether it's OnlyFans or strippers or whatever. A lot of people, a lot of women I've seen that I personally know talk crap about, girls that have OnlyFans or making money off of it. And they're like, oh, well, I have a real job. And I'm like, yeah. And you're talking about 10 other dudes all at the same time and doing this and this, like, just because, you know what I mean? Like who are you?
You know what's crazy? Yeah, they're being mad judgmental, but like I love when people try to throw out, I got a real job, but it's like, fam, you also have dreams and fantasies. If you knew you had the ability to make $500,000 in the course of a year off of some shit like this and some other business ventures, to be able to quit your real job and then go do other things and maybe advance your career, you would do that in a heartbeat. So looking at somebody and being like, I got a real job, that's cornball shit. Because you probably hate your real job.
Well, and what's the definition of a real job?
Yeah. What is a real job nowadays? Like, do you have a job? Just say you have a job. There's a lot of people out here that have no job. A job is better. There's no difference, real job, fake job, because that's also what it is. If you say you have a real job, when you make that statement, you're implying that somebody else's job is not real or it's less than yours or fake. And that's not the case, because everybody who's out here providing for themselves and or their family, everybody's out here just trying to get it and just trying to make it. You can't knock anybody's hustle.
What's the site called that you would wait? What is Gabby talking about?
I'm not really sure.
I'm gonna ask Micah if he's okay about doing something on this up and coming online experience. What's the site? Are you talking about OnlyFans?
Y'all just might need to have a conversation. You have to put her on. She don't sound like
I
she
just
know what
have
she's
an
doing.
OnlyFans, and I just have an OnlyFans, and I have a separate Instagram. Like I have a different name and everything. So, and I've blocked everybody I know.
Damn, you blocked me because I can't get on there. I want to see
blocked
it.
you. I blocked everybody. I blocked all my friends. I blocked all my family. I had one friend that I didn't block.
Is that shorty you were talking about the other day?
I wasn't friends with her, and she was like, is this you? Well, because I paid, so I was all about like getting my followers up and getting like promotion. So I went through Hollywood Unlocked, which is, I don't know if you know, like Jason Lee and Hollywood Unlocked. It's like a, kind of like a, So they do advertising. So you could pay for them to post you. So I paid for them to do like an ad. This is like when, I want to say back like in April. And it was like, see how this plus size model or something makes money from home during this quarantine. Like that's what it was basically.
Oh, that's dope.
And so she saw me and was like, is this you? Or did somebody steal your pictures? Or like, what's going on? And I was like, how did you find that? And I was like, oh, I thought, and I was like, yeah, that's me. And then she was like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm not showing me more than anybody would, like wearing a bathing suit or like on the beach. Like, I'm not showing anything that's, whatever. And she was super judgmental at first, like, wow, I would never be able to do that. And then I was like, well, I'm pretty sure you have pictures of your titties wrapped in caution tape on Facebook. So, and that's for free. So
for
I don't
free.
Really know what the difference is.
Man, I know when the OnlyFans thing first started getting popular, there were definitely people that I saw on the internet trashing it, making comments, and I laughed at them because I was like, I have your news on my phone. You did that for free. You're laughing at somebody who got paid to do what you did for free. So who's actually the person who should be getting laughed at?
Right. Like,
can't hate.
I had somebody buy my lingerie. Like, I ordered it with their card information.
Damn, that's lit. Should have ordered a Disney vacation.
In the lingerie that they bought and made like $200. So
it's lit. Can't be mad at that. Like,
yeah.
And you got lingerie that you can keep forever.
Right.
It's not a bad gig. No. Listen, I know people have done worse things for way less. Again, we just touched on the fact that we know a whole gang of people that got nudes out here floating around for free. And some of y'all, I'm going to say this, some of y'all should be getting paid. But you're not. So you can't be out here hating on people who are getting paid.
Right.
And a lot of it is just like, it's just optics, how it looks. Like you said, like you're not on there even doing the most or showing anything. But like when they see that profile pic, they might be like, oh, I like this. Boom. Yeah, go ahead and take my money. And then maybe you have to break the bad news to them. But you still got that money. Or do you got to give the money back?
And I'm honest to people. Like there's some people that would DM me. They're like, I'm going to subscribe to your page because I want to support you. And I'm like, just an FYI, I'm not naked. I don't show that. I'm not having sex. So I don't want you to feel like you got hustled or I try to get over on you, but I'm just being transparent.
Yeah, there you go.
And they're like, no, it's okay. I want to, but like, okay. So, because at the end of the day, I also have a heart. Like, I don't want people to be like, oh my gosh, like, I feel like she hustled me or whatever. But
yeah, you're not a scumbag.
Right.
You're not trying to do scumbaggy shit. You just... Listen, you're working with the gifts that you were provided, your skills and your talents, your capabilities. No one can be mad at this shit.
And let's be clear, I work a corporate job. I own a few businesses. I sell lashes. I sell supplements. I will sell whatever.
Yeah. Steph literally does it all. Yeah, Steph literally does it all. Well, Steph, I appreciate the conversation. This has been crazy. But you know what? The chat actually where Gabby's been at has actually been the thing that's the most crazy. Shout out to Gabby.
Gabby's over here talking about getting a lax.
Yo, I was just about to say that. Like,
Gabby,
fam, you in there talking about laxatives? What is going on?
I will send her a Fartman info. Like, he legit. I mean, it's hard to do it with a straight face.
Yeah, I will connect you too. Y'all can chat. I'm dead. I love it. All right, Gab. Well, appreciate you joining the chat. Now that Gabby's going to sleep, I'm about to go eat dinner so I can go get ready to go to sleep. But Steph, thank you for calling in. This has just been so funny. If people have any questions, I'm gonna direct them to you. And then you know what?
Sure.
We're just gonna have to make a business out of it. I'm gonna need a cut of that for referrals. $20 per referral.
I'll be their OnlyFans manager.
I like it. Why not? Just another hustle. Why not? You already have your first client in the chat. Yeah. Look, business is already booming, y'all. Listen, if you need help with your OnlyFans page, reach out to the show first, and then I'll connect you. My people will have her people call your people, and then we'll get your stuff managed. It's gonna cost you $5,000 per profile. Just kidding. That's a ridiculous amount. We'll work out the details with you. I'll get you connected with Steph. I don't know. We don't have a title yet. Just somebody who knows how to run an OnlyFans and get that bread. That's all that matters. No title needed. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning into the show. Steph, you're amazing. You have a good night as well. We'll chat soon. Gab, take it easy. Yeah, y'all be safe. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.